girls, this lesson today is focusing on the artist Keith Haring and his graphic style of doing art and movement. What we're going to do is we need a piece of white paper. That's going to be our support paper, our background. So I'm just going to put that just to the side here. And you're going to pick 3 or 4 sheets of coloured paper. So go up to the workstation, or if I've got it on your desk, 3 or 4 pieces. I'm using 3 today because of the size of the paper that we're using. I'm also going to give you a handout on how to draw the movement of the figures that Keith Haring uses. So I'm going to show you, actually I'll do it on my yellow paper because it'll be nice and bold. So how we start, because these figures are fairly simple, but he has a really great idea of how to draw them, that they look like they're dancing. I'm going to draw a head, so curve it just like a big bubble, okay? Always start with the head. And notice that it's not a full oval either, but just like a curved line, and I don't connect it either, just like that. Then what I want to do is draw the arms. So I'm going to give you like different suggestions on how to do it and show you examples of Haring's work. But I'm going to give you 3 ideas on how to draw it. So I'm going to draw an arm coming out there, an arm coming out there, and I'm going to bring it down. So there we've got his elbows, okay? Now what I want to do is just do a couple of little dots there. And that means that that's where I'm going to draw his arm coming up and then coming down. And then his hands are just really like clumpy stumps, like that, really easy. Good. This is my guide, my dot is my guide, okay? I'm going to bring him up, bring him down, and give him a clumpy arm like that. Just went really tight to the edge there, didn't I? Now I want to bring his torso, I'm going to curve his back, I'm going to bend this here for his knee, and bring it down. And this is the back of his leg, and bring it down. Give his foot. Again, his foot's a bit like his hands, very simple. And then I'm going to go up, curve this one, and go and bend his knee there. And if you know, some of his drawings of his figures, they have straight lines just that go across like that. And there is my guy that is now dancing. But what I want to do is I want to cut him out, and then I want to repeat that, tracing that shape over and over again on the 2 or 3 extra pieces of paper that I've got in different colours, okay? So when I've cut him out, this is what I should have, okay? And then I'm going to use that and trace him on the green paper. So I've got this contour line, and trace him on my orange paper again, okay? Now you can, if you want to, if you're really good at it, you can do the lazy man way and put the 2 pieces together. I wouldn't suggest trying to do 3 or 4 because that's where you'd actually slip. My preference is that you do them individually, so you've got them identical. What you're doing is you're creating silhouettes. These are silhouettes, they're featureless. Okay, now once you've got your 3 figures, which I've already got done, I'm going to get rid of my squares here now, don't need those. I've got my figures. Now I'm going to go back to my support paper. Now you can have your paper go in landscape or portrait. The choice is yours depending on what your guys are doing. And then rearrange them however you want. I always like to do, if you see the side that I draw on is actually the side that I glue on. That's my preference. So I'm going to stick them down like that. So I'm going to get my glue stick. So bear with me guys, I'm going to do this very swiftly. So I'm going to make sure I've got glue right to the very edges as best as I can. I'll stick my little green guy down first. There he is. Leave up the lever. There we are. And this is actually showing us on the principles of design movement, okay? Just with some very simple lines. These little people are moving, dancing away. Stick them down. Oops. No, I'm using this purple glue and I know it dries clear, so I'm not too worried about that. Make sure that I've got his feet stuck down really well too. We don't want him to dance off the paper. And this little guy, last one. As I said, you can do 4 if you want to. 3 is probably the best number to do. Okay, and stick him down. Now once you've got them all in place, do make sure you've got your name on the back of your artwork now. And then we're going to get a black marker first. And we're going to go around the shapes. Okay? So go around the shape, but make sure, don't go on the colour, but go around. Let me get my black marker. There we are. I'll use this one here. Not on the coloured paper, but actually around the figure itself. Okay, so what you're doing is you're bubbling him in. I'm also going to do this as well. I'm going to bring my head around, just like that, the way we started our drawing. So we've got the shape of his head, just ever so slightly, just the original shape. We'll go around here. Again, I'm going to go, just bring his head around. Now it's starting to really look like Keith Haring. Pretty cool, huh? Nearly done, boys and girls, with this exercise. Then I'm going to give you broad markers and fine tip markers so that you can do a variation with your lines. Thick lines, thin lines, and then brilliant bright colours. And you're going to create patterns, repetition. You're going to go around your body a lot better than mine, actually, because I'm trying to race around this as quickly as possible to get to the fun part for you. So here we are. Now, if you wanted to, what I would suggest if you want to do that first is actually to, if you wanted to draw in like a music box, stereo system with speakers, I would do that first. So draw that in. You'll have some speakers. And give it a handle. Like that, okay. Now you can, that's where I'm going to use my broad tip markers just to fill in the colour here. And then after that, we're going to fill in the negative space, which is all the white paper, with colours and patterns. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to echo a line. So I'll show you here, simply, if I wanted to echo around, we'll use this one. I'll go around and echo. And remember, you can go off the page, so it's like infinity. Go around him. Keep them fairly close. There I go. Okay. And if you wanted to, I'm going to get additional colour here. We could go zigzags. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to continue this. Any spare areas or areas that haven't been completely done, you could go in, you could do, I need a stronger colour than that, my guys. Right. Fill in circles and dots and zigzags and spirals until you fill the whole paper in. Alright, my friends? I'm going to finish this one and I'm going to show it to you in a moment. Alright, boys and girls, finalising our Keith Haring art project. As you can see, we're going to recap. We took either 3 or 4 pieces of paper. We drew one figure on one of those sheets of paper, and you can use the handout or follow Keith Haring's artwork examples. When you draw on one of them with your contour line, trace it onto another piece of paper. So if you see what we did at the beginning, my little guy there, then I would cut him out. I'd trace him onto my next chosen colours. When they're all cut out, you're going to adhere them onto white paper. So as you can see, this is my white paper, and make sure your name is on the back. After that, with coloured markers, and as I said, we were using thick and thin markers, you're going to draw echo lines around your figure. Start with a black one around your figure, around the edge of the coloured paper first. And then once you've done your echo lines, You can then do bumpy, zigzag or smooth, and then you can also fill in the spaces in between the echo lines, which is like I did here, with shapes, dots or symbols. So now what we're doing is now creating a repetition, we're creating a pattern, which is principles of design. The final thing I want to do with them is just to add in, actually I'm going to use a broader marker that goes with it, use one of these, is add some lines like this. So it looks like we're adding more movement to our figures, okay? I'm going over some of my patterns, but it shows that my little guys are actually dancing. So if you want to do that after and add in some extras, that's your optional choice too. But you can see now my guys are doing that to the music. There we are. Now it's your turn. Let's create Keith Haring artwork.